Well, here we are again. The ancient one. Friday, the 29th March. Spring. Weather is good. It's going to be in the 70s today. So, I played golf Wednesday. I did a video, I think. I got my fifth hole in one. Well, it's 95% luck, as we know, but I hit a good shot. And I was concentrating on two things. And it's good if we just can limit what we're thinking about. Because like in Tin Cup, you can have paralysis by analysis. And that's no good. But I'm sitting here waiting for my son. He has retinopathy from his diabetes, and so he gets regular treatment, and it is helping him. So we all need treatment of some types. Some of us have mental problems. A lot of us have physical problems. And a lot of us have golf-related problems. Well, there are answers for all of these. Some better than others. But we have to find out what suits us. A doctor, he can prescribe some medicine that might work good for one person, not another. But if you ignore it, it's not going to get better. So I'm always trying to get better. So how did I get my hole-in-one Wednesday? Well, luck, of course, but two things. And how do I start the golf move? And I just did a video this morning in my bedroom on the scapula. Well, the scapula is the shoulder blade. It's in the back here. And it's amazing. So much of our body is directed by our core. I had a chiropractor who said you couldn't move this little finger without activating the muscle ligament in your small of your back. So, well, I've been down in my back before. I know how that can affect you. You're not going to play golf when you're severely. Look at Jason Day. Look at Snedeker. You didn't think he would have back problems, and he's down. And it happens to all these. Chris Tiger, and it's Justin Rose. He got down. So with medication, chiropractic therapy, rest, generally it will heal. But a bad swing doesn't heal on its own. Sometimes you can work through it to a degree. But if you recognize, like a doctor, he has this x-ray machine, MRI, CAT scan. Well, I have my video computer. I got good software, and so I can analyze and tie in like Sherlock Holmes. I can get to the root of the cause. Can I fix it? Well, you got to fix it, but I can give you the clues and what to do. And that's my lifelong pursuit, is trying to make things better. Well, for my swing, channel lock has made it better, immensely better, because I was a puller of the ball forever. So I ruled out the left side. And interestingly enough, I was test driving a new set of irons, new for me. They were used Strixon blades. Really nice clubs. I recognized they came in on a trade-in. So I asked Ed, the owner of the golf shop, if I could try them out Wednesday. I never hit the ball at clubs. I got there late. I had to run an errand, so I wasn't able to hit any on the range. The first hole, I did hit an 8-iron in the green. It wasn't that great, but here I am on the second hole. I hit an 8-iron, par 3, and boy, was it sweet. it just felt great. I just sweet spot connection. You all know the feeling. And I knew I hit a good shot. Now I have poor vision. I'm a candidate for cataract surgery. But Brian, there were foursome of us, he's 62. He's a kid of the group, and he has excellent vision. He said, that ball's on the green. I hit in the front. It's rolling towards the hole. I think it went in the hole. It disappeared. Well, you can only hope. You drive down there. Wasn't the ball on the green. The other three didn't even make the green. Went up there. And this is what I found. Callaway. And this is a Callaway Chrome Soft soccer ball. So I got to get that mounted. I played this third hole with it. I've realized I should put that away. But it's an interesting. It sure identifies your ball. It's not too many of them. There weren't any in my group, so it was my ball just winking at me, sitting there in the bottom of the cup. So what fun! And it's always a thrill. It's my fifth one. The last one was 2 years ago, and I was a 7-iron on that hole, and I hit it hot. It's downhill, and it hit just a few feet in front of the pin, bounced up probably about 3-4 feet high, and hit the pin, dropped straight down. Now what's the odds of that? You've got a flagpole that's about the diameter of your little finger. So you're coming in there, you got to hit it directly in the center for it to drop straight down. If it goes on the side, it'll careen off. And I've done that a number of times. I hit one up on the pole, and it was higher, acted like a fishing pole. Hit here and kicked it off to the right about 15 yards, and I wound up taking a bogey. Well, the luck and the vagaries of golf. That's what makes it interesting. And I remember when I first started playing golf at age 26, it was in Cleveland, Cuyahoga Valley Metropolitan Muni course. You'd get up early in the morning. That's the only way you could get to play before dark. Put your ball in the chute. Maybe you've experienced that. And then when your ball got down to the bottom, then it was your turn to play. So there were these shadowy figures wandering around, drinking coffee, smoking cigarettes. Not me, but. So it was foggy. There was dew on the ground. I hit a good shot. Couldn't see it because it went through the fog. I thought it was probably on the green. When I got up there, I could see the dew track, and it was bending to the right. And it looked like it was leaning against the flagpole. And here it was, one joint from my little finger. What's that? Probably less than an inch from going in. Well, I was over 50 before I got my first hole-in-one. So I had a double eagle once, and I've hit a number of them from off the fairway. And this one 2 years ago, I told Steve Craig, he's a student of mine, we were playing, there were just two of us. And I said, I did all wrong, Steve. I'm supposed to hit it up there about 8 to 10 feet from the hole, and then it'll run in like a putt, and then gravity will drop right straight in. Of course, I was joshing with him. There's no pictures on the scorecard. It doesn't ask how, just how many. So that one with the double circle is always fun to put down. Helps on their putting average too. But actually, last month I did a playing lesson with another Steve. His name is Steve Moore. I got a there again. I got a 60-degree lob wedge. I sold my set of clubs that included a lob to another student of mine, and so I was test driving this 60-degree Dave Peltz putter. And darn, the first time I used it, it must be the attraction of a new girlfriend. Just it performed. It went up on the green. It was 60 yards. It was uphill, and that 60 yards is about max distance for my 6-iron normally. You have to know your distances on the shorter clubs. And I knew I had to jack it a little bit, so I really put a little oomph into it. It was uphill. Darn, that thing ran up there, landed about 8 feet, ran up. I thought it was leaning against the flag. So we took the cart up close, and there was pretty good wind. I think that might have helped me. I think that was a helping wind. But the flag was waving a little bit, and it dropped, so that was kind of neat. That was probably more thrilling because I could see it, and I was demonstrating. So it's always good. I tell my students, do as I say, don't necessarily do as I do. Now, playing once a week, I'd have a decent game, but you got to play more than once a week to really hone in the skill level. I play pool twice a week, and I generally try to practice once or twice. So my pool game is pretty keen. In fact, Wednesday was such a good day. Generally, my pool league is Thursday, and sometimes they alternate for Wednesday. And it happened to be Wednesday. I prefer Thursday, but so I'd had an exciting day and but I got a little rest. 20 minutes is all I need. Went down. It's about a 45-minute drive to hard traffic, but really fun. I was playing this young guy, 20 years old, college kid. Nice kid, but, you know, he was a hot shot. Well, I was rated a little better. It's handicapped. I had to win 4 games. He had to win 3. He went right out of the gate and won 2 in a row. Man. So there I was. He was on the hill. I had to win 4 games to win the match. So I buckled in there and got really focused. Played some good defense. And I just grounded out. I won the first game and barely won the second one. And the third one, they were all tough, right down to the 8-ball. And the fourth game, lo and behold, I won in on a good out. So that, I was high. Took me 2 hours to get to sleep Wednesday night. But man, that's what I live for. It's just that excitement, that adrenaline, and endorphins moving. So y'all know that, and that's what gets our juices and makes life worthwhile. So I don't like boredom. I have a low threshold of boredom. I've been in 10 different career, most of them around 5 years. I'd go on to something. The longest one was I had a furniture store for 22 years, family business, Cunningham Furniture. The whole family worked in it, and so that was really cohesive. And of course, I had daily challenges there, and I handled the service department and advertising and just general overseeing. But when I'd go out a service call, I'd always make sure there was a golf course nearby, so I got some golf in. Played twice a week back then. I don't know how you did that. And Thursday and Sunday. Well, it was fun days. I was back in the 90s, basically. Some in the 80s, early 2000. And so keeping busy and then retiring the last almost 20 years, has been teaching golf full time. So really the most rewarding time. Now, golf is so much fun, and teaching is so much fun. I get so much satisfaction out of it. I've got several kids that are on their high school golf teams, watching them progress. And I've got some seniors with health challenges that are we work around. There's always a way. As long as you're upright and breathing, you can play golf. You can even play golf in a wheelchair. Now I'm looking at becoming a blind golfing coach, which they can shoot in the 80s, good players. You set the club behind and direct their body, and of course I'll direct them in channel lock mode, so they may even shoot in the 70s. That'd be a national championship probably, so you may see me on that. But helping people, that's what I'm all about. And when I leave this earth, my epitaph, I want to said that he made a difference. So I'm not just taking up space and breathing good air. So at 83, I'm breathing pretty good. I passed my annual physical with flying colors. So golf is therapeutic. It's really helps you through hard times mentally and physically. I'm a cancer survivor. I had bladder cancer in 2012, so every 3 months I go in for a cystoscope and just prevent them, make sure no those little buggers hadn't. They like to find that's a environment friendly area for cancer cells. So as long as I can keep clean, do the right thing, eat right. Now, I've got to lose 12 pounds. That's my goal. I had lost 10 or 12, and I really felt good, and under 200 pounds for the first time in 20-some years, probably. But holidays and stuff, you know, it goes on. And so how do I do that? Well, it's called keto, which is, and the process is intermittent fasting. It's not that hard. So what we do, we fast at night anyway, you know, and that breakfast, that's break fast after 8, 10, 12 hours of non-eating. Don't get up. That's the worst thing to do, is get a midnight snack. So what the body does, it has to depend, it has to feed the cells, and it goes to the stored fat you have. So interesting. There's a cop over there. He's trapping people. I just heard his siren go on. So anyway, watch out for being sabotaged. So ketosis is lowering your carbohydrates, and so you fast for 16 hours. So then you have a 4-hour eating or 8-hour eating window. So that would be the 24 hours. So my wife has had dinner on the table at 5 o'clock for years, so I'm very careful to be home at 5. She likes an early evening to have it herself. She is early to bed, early to rise. She's up at 4:30, 5 o'clock. Not me, but she studies the Bible and does preparations for the day. And so I'm up around 7:30. She has a nice breakfast there for me. Wow, it's been a great journey. We've been married 62 years, and she loves to cook. I love to eat, and she does it the old-fashioned way, from scratch, no prepared stuff, so you don't have all these preservatives in it. And man, and so she gives a balanced diet, and as long as, but I tend to like the good stuff too much. So ketosis, intermittent fasting, I'll drop that 12 pounds in 6 weeks. So once you get by the first couple of days, it's a piece of cake. Well, don't talk about food that way. I love cake. Anyway, it's just habit, and golf is all about habit, routine. You got to develop the right habits. So the two things that really got me having a great round Wednesday, highlighted by the hole-in-one, was number one, my piccolo grip. So I found, for me, and I use the baseball grip, and I try to have these. This is a box grip with the knuckles. This is the way you would sledgehammer. This is the way you baseball. So everything is lined up. They're not that way and not that way. So the box grip, and it takes a while to get, but getting particularly the right hand, the piccolo, then, and you think about a hammer, you don't, this one, this trailing two fingers, that's not what gives you that hammering action. It's this right here. In the golf machine, they call this the P3 pressure point. So it's that. Fly rod, hammer, casting. That used to be a bad word, but as J.H. explains, you want that release from the top. Then when you come through, your right hand is under, forearm is up. And if you look at all the baseball player, then, and he's talking about this left pinky up, because I've been a roller of the hands forever. Hooking who was it that said, oh, Lee Trevino said, you talk to a fade, but a hook won't listen. Bob Hope's book was a happy hooker, but that was I don't think there's a really happy hooker around. Well, anybody that creates side spin to a ball, whether it's slice or hook, is not happy. Straight is good. My 10th grade geometry teacher, she said, and probably you remember this, the shortest distance between two lines, 2 points, is a straight line. So remember that, friends. So that left-right army golf is no good for golf. You see a lot of the course, and some people don't mind looking for their ball, and it's kind of fun to go out in the woods and tramp around and just watch your buddies. They don't have a hole in their pocket. Oh, I found my ball. It's been known to happen. But I like to see it right down the fairway. Pipeline Moe, they call him Pipeline because in the old days, irrigation was dug. There was a line right through the middle with feeder lines off to the right. He would be right along that center line. Pipeline Moe. So, played with a student, Larry Sutton, lefty, another channel lock. He's channel lock. Another channel lock, Danny Whitener down in Jackson. He goes by Lefty. You see him posting. And he came up like a week, not this week, last week. I started calling him Pipeline Larry because, man, with channel lock, particularly the first 3 holes, he was exactly in the center. It was amazing and gratifying. And we found a couple things that just through the play, and that's how you can really, you can look good on the tee and tee into a net, but develop good habit. But under the gun and playing these faults, because you're trying so hard. And I found this, seniors, particularly over 65, we lose muscles, strength, and we also flexibility. So our distances, when we realize it, so we try to make up for it, swing harder, and we lose our balance. And Wow, you know, Bill and JH did the feather analogy. Love that. So balance is a key primary survival instinct. We're up here 5.5, 6 feet, some 6.5 feet up above. We're balanced on 2 Coke cans, so we gotta constantly keep our balance. And a couple friends of mine, one lady broke 2 ribs. Another fellow, Larry, he's fighting esophagus cancer, and he fell pumping gas right out there, and he crushed his elbow. And another broke his leg. His name was Larry too. So you know, you gotta watch it, guys. It's a balancing act. So you know, you look at the infants. They start out with 4 supports. You know, they're crawling on their knees, and they go to 2 through, and then as you get perhaps older, you get a cane. That's 3 supports. Then after you're really old, you have the walker, 4 supports. But you got to do what you got to do. So we're going right side and staying on that right side through the strike, and then just letting the trap. We're not doing that hard, because I have friends that play with it, and I call them, they're falling off their horse. They're swinging so hard, and then they're falling back, and one lands 6-8 feet away from his address position. I said, hey, you just fell off your horse, didn't you? Yeah, I know I did. It's hard. Breaking up is hard to do. So but you know, habits are hard to break. But at any age we can break, and guys say you can't. Well, I'm an old dog. You can't teach an old dog new tricks. Well, the only old dogs I can't treat or can't teach are dead dogs. So you're upright breathing and you have the motivation. Man, now you have the blueprint. Channel lock, so easy. 4 protocols. Golly, back ball position, back cock the shoulders, 5 o'clock nose, and you just go back in the channel. Now with this left scapula. Now when you move the scapula, that moves your hands about just that 2 inches. Moves the hands about 22 inches. Well, when you put a club in there, a particular driver, it's going to move about 4 feet. So just that little move there. So inside moves the outside, principal Wheeler motor. So try to work on that. Loose grip. Let your natural athleticism carry you through, and it'll be very, very satisfying. And probably you may find a golf hole getting in your way soon. I hope the best for you. This is the Ancient One signing off. Good day, mate.